Hello everyone, I'm Katie Tabu and today we're exploring how defamation law shapes journalism in Kenya.
In Kenya today, one headline can build a reputation or destroy it. As competition for attention grows, journalists walk a thin line between informing the public and violating the law. This is the story of defamation and what it means for responsible media. Defamation is the act of making false statements that harm someone's reputation. In Kenya, this can be through libel written statements or slander spoken ones. One case that shaped modern Kenyan media is Nation Media Group versus Mwakwere. Nation Media Group published an article alleging misconduct by former Minister Chirao Mwakwere. The court ruled that the media house did not verify facts adequately and awarded damages. This case reminded journalists that accuracy is not just ethical, it's legal.
So let's talk about defamation. Defamation comes about when someone spreads false information about another person knowingly and willingly in order to cause harm. There are 5 elements that need to be there for you to be able to prove a claim of defamation. Let's start with the first element, that this information was communicated to a third party. 2, the information that was given was actually false. And the person that is passing this information has to be very aware that they're giving out false information. Now 3, this information that was given has to be harmful, that could potentially affect your reputation, your company's reputation, and could potentially put you in people's, wrong books. They could judge you, they could make you feel humiliated. This particular information has to positively identify you as the victim, to confuse you with someone else. Once I get this information, I must be able to know that it is you. Maybe they could have stated your name, they could have shared your photos alongside it, they could have, shared your phone number, your personal details, where anybody that's reading this information or hearing about it will definitely know that they're talking about you in particular. And then this information could take your company to losses. For example, if people had invested and they now start pulling out because of bad reputation. And lastly, this information was given out with the intention of causing you harm. So there are different exceptions where one cannot claim defamation, and that is one where the information is actually the truth. But that can only be proved with evidence. And then 2, when it is in certain situations where there are limitations and privilege, for example, in a court of law, where you're discussing matters, that space is protected and privileged, where information like that given out is not going to be considered defamation. And then also we could have that this person did not completely know. Though sometimes we claim that, and we know ignorance is not an excuse in law, but there are situations where the person was also completely misinformed. Let us look at the particular claims that you have as a person that is defamed. You can send this person a letter and tell them to stop spreading false information. But then there are cases when the water has already poured. So what are you supposed to do in that case? You can actually go to court and claim damages. These particular damages could be for, they could be quantifiable. If you can count the number of losses that you've gone to, perhaps the amount of money that you've lost because brands have pulled out, because particular sponsors have pulled out, because companies have pulled out, that can be measured and that can be quantified as quantifiable damages. And then the damages that come about because of, the emotional damage that has been caused and it can't be quantified, that will be up to the court to determine that amount of money. The best thing that you can do, especially as a person that is spreading this particular information, is be aware of what it is that you're spreading. Be careful about whatever it is that you're spreading, because whether it is that you're going to spread it verbally, which is now slander, and it's going to be in the version of maybe a speech or a recording, that could potentially put you in the way of being sued for defamation. And if it is in written version, perhaps it's published in newspapers, in online platforms, in books, be very aware you'll be sued for libel, which is also a form of defamation. Let us make sure that we stop spreading false information, because this could be potentially harmful to the people we are spreading it to, the people we are spreading it against.
Defamation law protects individuals, but if misused, they can silence journalists.
Communication isn't just a legal duty, it's a journalistic one too. Thanks for watching. Bye.